سے پہلا یہ ہے کہ آپ ڈفرینٹ یونیورسٹی سے آپ کو ڈفرینٹ اسٹوڈنٹس نے بڑے مشکل سوال پوچھے اور آپ نے ان کا بڑا زبردست جواب دیا ہے. یہ موٹیویشن آپ کو کہاں سے آئی؟ اور میں نے سنا ہے کہ آپ کتابیں بہت زیادہ پڑھتے ہیں, یہ شوق آپ کو کب اور کیسے پیدا ہوا؟
اچھا, ایک تو میں پہلی مرتبہ 2015-16 میں ڈاکٹر عادل نجم صاحب ہیں, ہارورڈ میں پڑھاتے ہیں. انہوں نے مجھے ہارورڈ فورم آف پاکستان پہ بلایا تھا. اس وقت میں ترجمان تھا صوبائی حکومت کا, اور آئی واز پریولیج ٹو ایڈریس ہارورڈ فورم آف پاکستان. دیر واز اے ہیوج آڈینس لائک دس ون. وہاں سے مجھے یہ لت پڑی. تو اگر آپ نے کسی بندے کو تلاش کرنا ہے کہ اس کی وجہ کون تھا, ان کا نام ہے ڈاکٹر عادل نجم. وہ تسلسل چلتا رہا. پھر وائس آف بلوچستان میں وی ہیڈ اپرچونیٹی ٹو انٹریکٹ ود ڈفرینٹ یونیورسٹیز, اسٹوڈنٹس. لوگوں کو شاید میری پولیٹیکل جرنی کا یہ حصہ ان کے علم میں نہیں ہے. ہم سیمینارز کنڈکٹ کرتے تھے ان کراچی یونیورسٹی, بلوچستان یونیورسٹی, خزدار یونیورسٹی, تربت, وائڈ رینج. اس سے لگ بھگ کئی سالوں سے میرا تسلسل کے ساتھ یہ عمل رہا. اور وہ اچانک میں وزیر اعظم بن گیا. تو میں نے کہا چلو یار وہ کام دوبارہ کرتے ہیں. تو مجھے اس میں پہلے بھی لطف آتا تھا اور اب بھی لطف آتا ہے. آپ جیسے پیارے لوگ مل جاتے ہیں, گپ شپ لگ جاتی ہے, کوئی اندازہ ہوتا ہے کہ یہ فیوچر جنریشن جا کس طرف رہی ہے. اور جہاں کتابوں کو میں کتابیں سجاتا جاتا ہوں, پڑھتا کم ہوں. ویسے میرے متعلق جو ہے نا ایک تاثر بنا دیا گیا کہ میں بہت کتابیں پڑھتا ہوں. کوئی اتنی زیادہ بھی نہیں پڑھتا ہوں, کبھی کبھی پڑھ لیتا ہوں. لیکن آپ لوگوں کو پڑھنی چاہیے اور بہت زیادہ پڑھنی چاہیے. تو اس کو جو ہے نا آپ نیگیٹو پیرائے میں نہ لیں. کتاب پڑھنا جو ہے نا وہ زندگی کا سب سے خوبصورت عمل ہے. آپ دیکھیں نا کہ اللہ نے بھی اپنی بات پہنچانے کے لیے کتاب کو چنا. کتاب کی اہمیت کتنی زیادہ ہے, ورنہ اللہ کسی اور میڈیم اور ذریعے کے ساتھ بھی اپنی بات پہنچا سکتے تھے. قادر ہے ہر چیز پہ, لیکن اپنے لیے بھی انہوں نے کتاب کو چنا. تو کتاب کو مقدم رکھے, اس کا احترام کرے, اس کی عزت کرے, اور اس کے ساتھ مسافر بن کے رہیں, سفر اسی کے ساتھ کریں. تھینک یو.
We're going to take two more questions, one from this side. Rida.
So my question is, آپ نے شروع میں بات کی تھی کہ a successful nation requires efforts from both sides, the government and the people, because the government is a representation of the people, elected by the people. So my question would be, what incentive does a layman have to change their value system radically, as you put it, rightfully so? What incentive do they have to change their value system when the national structure rewards nepotism, corruption and cruelty? Thank you.
When you want to learn lessons, you have to refer back to the history. That how the successful nations have gone through those experiments. Medicis were rulers of Florence for almost 300 years. And the Medicis of their time were the most corrupt and believed in nepotism and all kind of values which we criticize here today were part and parcel of the political culture of the Medicis. They would manipulate elections of the Pope in the Rome, they would bribe people, they would scandalize, and they would do all the ills, which were even ills during that time. It's not that those were the accepted norms. People do things which are accepted norms, but then time changes and you abandon them. But at the same time, Medicis produced people like Machiavelli or Da Vinci. So they were patronizing arts, they were patronizing philosophy, they were contributing towards the reformation of Italy at the time. Unfortunately, in our case, elite has abandoned. They are doing the half of the Medici practices, but the other half they don't have even sense for it. And that is one of the challenge. Elite influences people. I have no denying that. Even if you go to the early path of Islam, what happened that the Prophet chose all the individuals who were considered and constituted as the Arabs' elite. So they were the opinion makers. And he invited them to get attracted to their cause, and then you mobilize your view. My problem or my challenge, I feel, is the elite, unfortunately, is devoid or bereft of vision. What do they want to do? I mean, if I've got a mansion somewhere in London or Manhattan or wherever, what next? What do I do? So this, what next, and what is the meaning of life, and those sort of serious questions, they are not occurring to our elite. So politics has to be translated through a meaningful dialogue. What is the purpose of life? All these serious questions are always pondered by minority. Normal people, they don't think about it. That's why there was one Socrates. So that minority has to think to shape up the view of majority. That is not happening. That minority is corrupted with the virus. So a new minority needs to replace that. So in democracy, you do it through elections. And if it's a non-democratic arrangement, then you probably do it through forceful means. In our case, we are still lucky that we are having a quasi-democracy. It's a transitional democracy, but it's still not happening through force. So let's give it a chance. Let's hope that people are not encouraged to apply force. If we do encourage them, it will bring us a disaster.
Right, on the left. Yes, please, the gentleman in the second row. Yeah.
My name is Rahman Kabir Khar, and I am a student of liberal arts and social sciences. So my question is that how are you planning on creating a fair playing ground for the upcoming elections? As I belong to a political family myself, and I have witnessed this firsthand, that our nomination papers are being cancelled without any reason. So what is your take on it and making a fair election?
Thank you. As I was trying to explain to her, I'm glad that you are a student of political science, or okay. I don't shy away from admitting that we are a transitional democracy. And a transitional democracy is, again, a discipline which is taught throughout the globe in different universities. We are not a settled democracy. Most of east of the Europe, from some countries of Asia to Middle East, North Africa, they are transforming towards the democratic norms. What is the essence of democracy? Is it just a ritual of one day that you have elections where the principle is that the government has to change through ballot? And that principle has to be accepted and followed religiously, just like a religion, that it has to come that way. When you agree to that, there is a next phase of democracy, and which is equally important.